I said I would never do a YouTube channel. I said I would never get on YouTube. I'd have to do silly things like learn how to use cameras and plug them into computer things and learn how to use microphones and all kind of stuff like mic preamps and optical compressors and analog to digital interfaces and, well, I have all that stuff.
Explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. In this case, we're going to be interviewing someone who you no doubt are fully aware of. My partner in crime on Sunday nights, so kind to invite me into his show and allow me to be his co-host, to drag me kicking and screaming to this YouTube thing, and now look how that has gone. Valliant Renegade, congratulations on 20,000 subs. It's incredible to see your growth.
Yeah, I still can't believe it. I'm here. I'm doing it as much as I can. I wish I could do it more, but, you know, like all of us, we have real lives, real jobs on the daytime, and I'm still blown away by the fact that having met so many great people getting to this point on YouTube and how fast this channel has grown compared to some others, I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it, but I'm thrilled. And I'm humbled by it, and it just amazes me every day.
Well, you know, this video is all about you. I am curious about your entrance into YouTube, what drives you to create the content you create. I do have some inkling of an understanding of why your channel has taken off. I suspect that it's for the same reason that when I first came across your content, I thought, well, whatever we do at that Park Place, we're going to attempt to help this channel, because you were putting out amazing content that broke down in logical terms, not in highly dramatic ways, but in logical terms, what was going on with entertainment, what was going on with Disney, etc. And I'm curious, what brought you into YouTube in the very first place?
Man, that's a loaded question. I still don't even quite remember what bug got up me to do this. I think still to this day, I think I must have been nuts. But I enjoyed watching a lot of our now friends, which is crazy to say on YouTube. A lot of the folks that we look up to, as models or business models on YouTube, people in the pop culture genre, people in the Hollywood and entertainment genre on YouTube, and enjoying the content that I was watching, because, hey, I'm not getting this anywhere else. I don't see this on television. I don't see this on streaming. It's on YouTube, right? And YouTube really exploded, especially 2 or 3 years ago when everybody was stuck at home. And I said, as I watched more and more, this is something that I've kind of always been passionate about and that I love to follow. This was something that always fascinated me. And I said, I can do this. I can totally do this. From a technical standpoint, I've been around photography and videography for many, many years. And since I was a little kid, it was something that always I enjoyed and fascinated me. Audio recording and all this kind of stuff. My wife's a music teacher, and I was involved. I said, you know what, I can do this. And that was even the first joke that I made in the first 30 seconds of the first YouTube video that I ever did. And then here I am. And that first YouTube video was all about thanking the folks that encouraged me or inspired me to get on here. People like, Midnight's Edge, Andre and Tom, people like Doomcock, people like, Gary over at Nerdrotic, Drunk 3PO was out there. That whole Geeks and Gamers crew, Jeremy and that whole family, Critical Drinker, so on and so forth. I mean, there's so many I can't even remember at this point. Just people that I consistently watched that I enjoyed, and I said, you know what, I want to get into this, but at the same time, maybe I want to do things a little bit different. I came from 20 years in a financial background. I was a finance and economics major in college, something that I loved, that I was passionate about. I love working with clients. I love working with people. I love talking to people, love meeting new people. And I said, can I lever that into kind of the right-brained creativity side here? And instead of me being behind the camera sometimes from a hobby standpoint of shooting still photography and shooting commercial photography, videography for clients, from time to time, can I put myself in front of the camera, which is something I always kind of hated the idea of. But here we are. And, I wanted to take it into a standpoint of, let's put Hollywood through the business and financial lens of reality. Let's see where we go with this. Let's see if there's an audience out here for this specific genre of YouTube. And surprisingly, here we are 2 years later and 20,000 subscribers later. I'm blown away. I didn't think this would go this far, but oh my Lord, what am I doing? What am I doing? Doing something I really never thought I would ever do. Oh man. I'm so used to being behind a camera as opposed to in front of it. This is not usual me. And now I dragged you in, and I want to apologize. I want to apologize to everybody out there watching this video.
That's right.
For getting pro onto YouTube. This was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life on YouTube. I'm sorry.
That's right. It's created a monster. And so but we're going to stay with you for this video. We're going to stay with you. And I'm also curious about, so you now find yourself often cited in major publications. Mm-hmm. You are often referenced in major streams out there. Mm-hmm. I wonder, how does the Renegade household respond to all of this success that you found online? What do they say about it? Particularly, what does your wife say about it?
I've tried, good Lord, I've tried so hard to keep it a secret in my community of friends. Believe it or not, most people that I know have no idea that I'm on YouTube, and that's been deliberate. I've tried to keep this separate from the day side of things. And I think it's a good idea from that standpoint. I think there's a degree of anonymity that is beneficial in this case, especially for what I do for a living. And my kids, of course, were some of the first ones that go tell all their friends my dad's on YouTube. And I'm like, you miss the point of anonymity.
Right.
And just tonight, as I'm recording a video that is coming out tomorrow, as you and I sit here talking about the Ike Perlmutter news that was that came out today.
Yes.
My daughter comes home and is running up the stairs and says, "Oh, my friend so and so said congratulations on hitting 20K." And it's just, I'm like, I don't even know where to go with this. At first, it's like anything. My wife says, "Okay, you're doing YouTube now? Are you serious?" I'm like, yeah. It's, I used to have a creative outlet with various things years ago that has, just as time has gone on, has gone by the wayside. And I really, working with math and numbers and finance and stocks and stuff like that all day, which I love to do. But at the same time, there's a part of me that still wants to have, fun on the creative right brain side. So I needed to get back into this. And this has been a pleasant surprise. And, it's like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this, because guess what? The business side of me still has a certain dominance to the aspect of, well, if I can do something on the creative side, like I had been doing years with photography and some commercial video work in my spare time, and the hobby pays for itself and I can make money doing it, that's all the better. I mean, that's the part I will never be able to get rid of. That's just embedded in my veins to my core.
Well played in getting the word bread in there. Well played on that. I see what you're up to over there.
I didn't say inbreeded. I didn't say unbreaded. Well, I'm unbreaded too, I guess.
Unbreaded. I saw. That's right.
Yeah. So,
tell me, of all the things that you have done on YouTube so far, what has been your favorite The favorite thing, what sticks out in your mind? And if you need to tell us like a top two, I know some people are like, you know what, that's just a stupid question. I don't want to boil it down to one.
No, I don't think it's a stupid question at all, Pro. I think it's a great question.
Well, some people hate, the idea of boiling it down to a single thing, but if you need two, that'll be fine.
I don't know if it's hard. I have to really go back and think about this one. Some of the favorite things I've ever done on YouTube. I mean,
I believe you dressed up in an interesting way one time for a celebration.
Damn it.
That might have been part of it.
I'm sure at this point in the video, a photo is going to come up of this. I have no doubt. Because I'm sure Steven has already sent it to you.
Well, perhaps.
Yeah, I figured as much. So, yeah, there was, and this is part of the things. I think, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me on YouTube in a general sense is all of the great friends that I've made. I'm so appreciative of them all. I wish I could hang out with them and spend more time with them on their channels, than I can nowadays. And that's just because of life and work. And then, of course, you reach a point on YouTube when you realize, I want to hang out with all my friends as much as I used to do. But at the same time, the more I do that, the less time I have to actually put onto my own YouTube channel. And especially when I already have limited time as it is, that makes it difficult. But definitely the friendships to me, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't, none of them have become really broken at all. And I hope they only get bigger and stronger over the years to come.
Yeah, you've managed to avoid a lot of the drama that comes with this space.
I hate the drama on YouTube. I honestly hate it. And yeah, I've tried to stay out of it. And of course, on YouTube channels, it's kind of hard to avoid some of that from time to time. It's going to happen. But that's part of that's part of the, what you see right there that says Valliant Renegade. That's part of that nomenclature. It's I'm my own guy. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't care. I have friends on YouTube, very, very close, dear friends, some of them that just straight up don't get along with each other. They understand that. And I think that makes it even more important to me that, they consider me enough of a friend that they understand that some people don't get along and they're willing to work together with each other to avoid those issues. And the same thing goes the other way. And it's several friends like that. It's quite a few. And it happens sometimes. And I've decided that when I got on here, look, I came on YouTube to have fun. And that was the most important thing. And there were two people when I started out that told me that. The first was Gary at Nerdrotic. He was the last person that I super chatted before I started my YouTube channel. And this is true story. I don't know if I've ever actually told this, or at least it's been a very long time. But when I made the decision to get on, Gary was doing a stream one night. This is back in December of 2020, I want to say. And I super chatted and I said, look, I'm thinking about jumping into YouTube. You've been an inspiration to me along with many others. And I mentioned like Doomcock and Midnight's Edge and stuff like that. And I any advice kind of thing. And he read the super chat and he came back and he said, he looked at the camera and I'll never forget this. And he said, you know what? Do it. Just have fun. That's it. That's all you need to do. Don't do this if you're not going to have fun. If you get on YouTube, just have fun. And that stuck with me. That was one of the most important moments that drove me into it was Gary saying that. And I said, you know what? This guy's been a big success. I'm pretty successful in my daily life. It's not like I needed YouTube or it was going to make any material difference to my life. This was just something I wanted to do for fun. And when I heard that, it was like, that's it. That's it. That's what I want to do. And I'll always be thankful for that moment, for Gary taking his time to answer that and address it the way he did, to encourage somebody else, just a rando in the crowd, in his chat, to tell that person, do it and have fun. We'd love to have you here. And Gary, to his credit, since then, he and I obviously have kept in touch, and he has been nothing but generous and supportive and encouraging every step of the way. And it's not like we talk all the time, but in the limited conversations that we've had, every time he has made it a point to say, Valliant, you're doing great. You're killing it out there. Your channel's doing awesome. It's amazing. This is a guy with now 700,000 plus subscribers. He doesn't owe me anything. and he still does that. And to me, that's just, it blows my mind. It's such a great community out there to make friends and have fun, and I love it. I'm so glad I got into this now. And I hope it continues for many years to come. I hope my channel keeps growing, and I hope I get to continue to make the friends that I have, even people like you. See,
Folks, he's not rehearsing this. He's that good dynamically. It's a regular. He should be in an improv club on this thing.
I'm trying.
So Valliant, speaking about the community side, though, you're talking about Nerdrotic, you're talking about these other YouTube channels that have these huge communities, but I have to say that your live show has really become something on Sundays, Sunday nights. It was something before I came aboard, so it's something that you have created and driven, but also you've had such fantastic success out of the launch of your memberships, and now you have all of these members who are looking up to you and considering you a friend and sharing their super chats with you. And I'm just curious, how does that make you feel knowing that so many people are on board with what you're trying to do here on YouTube?
I still don't get it. It's like having 20,000 subs. I don't get it. We've got, I think when we launched in late January, early February, we, within a few days, had almost 200 channel members. And a lot of those were very generously gifted by some of our biggest supporters. Many of those channel members have hung on, but like all the numbers, some of those channel members that are gifted channel memberships, they drop off. But even still, we still have something like 150 channel members after 3 months, which is astonishing to me. And I don't know how to react to it. I never thought that I would be at this point on YouTube. Especially, I never thought I would be at this point after just 2 years on YouTube. I never thought I'd be where I would be after 1 year on YouTube. I mean, I'll never forget, it was July 14th, 2021. And I was maybe 40 subs away from hitting the 1,000 marker, which is a big thing on YouTube. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is what YouTube uses as a break point for YouTube channels to offer monetization, to where you can earn revenue from your videos, you can earn revenue from super chats and memberships and all this other stuff. And I just happened by was in the chat on one of Drunk 3PO's streams that night. And, Jay just jumps out there and goes, "Oh, hey, Valiant's like 40 subs away. The guy's great. He does great stuff on his channel. He's a really cool dude. Go sub to him." Boom. Within 5 minutes, I was over 1,000. It goes back to people like that. Like, that's the kind of that blows me away more, I think, than even the admiration from the chat, which I love, and from the viewers that compliment the videos. I even love the trolls too. You guys crack me up. But it's that kind of stuff I think has been just more heartening. And Doomcock helped me out a lot too in the beginning. He invited me on. I was one of the first people that he ever invited on to his channel to do a guest spot on a video as kind of a news break. And then brought me in early on in the days of Pop Culture Breakdown and all this. He came onto my channel and recorded a video with me to put out to help me get to that 1,000 mark. I've just made so many great friends that have been so generous with their time. It just blows my mind the people out there that's are still watching, and the audience keeps growing.
Well, let's bring this into what you do best, into the financial lens of entertainment. So let me ask you this as we prepare to wrap up on this conversation. I know you're short on time, and there's a party about to happen. We'll talk about that in a moment. But
got to schedule that one. Yeah,
that's right. Where do you see YouTube going in terms of being a competitor in terms of the space that it's going to inhabit, with these major companies trying to produce their content, and now individuals such as yourself, like myself, and we're going up against those companies in terms of trying to gain those eyes and gain the attention spans of others? Where do you think YouTube will be over the next 5 years? Where is this going?
There's a strange duality to YouTube, one that I've come to realize over the last 2 years of doing this. And obviously there are far more people out there, many of the ones I've named in this video that were inspirations, that have far more experience than I do with YouTube to this point. And they can explain this even far more fluently than can I. But the duality that I see is that there is YouTube as a corporate entity making the decisions that they make and how they drive the videos that are placed on their platform. And then there's the creators themselves who are just trying to make the content they want to make that they think will best serve their audiences respectively. More and more over the last couple of years, and it's nothing new, but I think there has been, it's certainly become more obvious, I think, in the last couple of years, where that duality has started to clash to a degree. YouTube itself has their own ideals in terms of what they want to push or promote, the types of videos, the format of videos. You know, we've seen this recently with quote-unquote long-form videos, which for YouTube is anything over 60 seconds versus YouTube Shorts, as they try to compete with other entities like TikTok, which is now under federal scrutiny at this point. Who knows what the future holds? I hope at the end of the day that YouTube will realize that if they continue to really hold on to such a unique space that they have, there is a big audience out there, a huge audience out there, a much bigger paying audience out there than what TikTok puts out. That they will get back to promoting the quote-unquote long-form videos and the creators that make, you know, high-quality content as opposed to here's 30 seconds of mind drivel.
Yes, where we trick you into sitting and watching it loop over and over.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, look, people, YouTubers, people, creators, people have come onto YouTube because they feel like they have something to offer a broader audience. Now, based on their own merits, because YouTube should be, honestly, or at least it was originally envisioned as, the ultimate meritocracy, right? Is that you would have a creator get on YouTube and present content and package content to the best of that creator's ability to push out in a supposedly free and open architecture platform that people would be able to find based on what they were looking for if that creator was delivering content that matched their search, something of value to that end user, something of value to that customer. I hope YouTube doesn't try to reinvent the wheel here or undo all of the goodwill that they have built with creators, or undo the goodwill that they have built over 2 decades or so now with their audience by, you know, foisting a bunch of content upon them that they probably don't want to see, but they think that, well, this is what people want because TikTok said so. YouTube has a very powerful engine. Google has a very powerful engine. And we can say what we want about Google's or YouTube's business practices or their politics or so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just do what's good business. They have a unique, you know, organism here that they need to continue to foster. And I hope that will bode well over the long term for all of us out there in the YouTube platform as creators to keep delivering the content that we love to deliver and that our audiences can continue to find it in the most efficient fashion.
You know, I'm watching Disney right now abdicate their position as being the top family entertainment company and handing that off to other studios. I think the same is true of YouTube. I'm very optimistic about the opportunity to get our voices out there because I think that if YouTube makes bad decisions, I see that Twitter is probably preparing some sort of alternative. And then I also look at these other platforms that are out there. I think Rumble has reached a position now where it's viable. Certainly some streamers are actually making that be on par with what we see over here.
Especially for political and hot news item discussion, right? Because YouTube has become far more restrictive, at least seemingly, for certain types of discussion than other places. So there's a big audience for that type of discussion. And if YouTube doesn't want it, they're going to embolden their competition out there to go ahead and take it from them. And they can continue to go down that road but they're going to find that road is going to be much shorter and more detrimental than they had hoped.
Well, you're reaching now that 20,000 milestone. It seems to me that you are gaining momentum as opposed to slowing down at all. I think there's going to be a day in the future where we are celebrating some very big numbers for you. If somebody has not yet subscribed to you and has watched this entire video, seriously, people, look at the link in the description below and go and subscribe to Valliant Renegade. You're going to love that channel. Valiant, tell us what you have planned for when most people are watching this video. It will be this evening when we have a celebration. And by the way, folks, I have sent something by way of another That Park Place employee who took a trip and acquired a certain secret that has been sent to Valliant Renegade to celebrate. But tell us a little bit about what you've got planned for this 20K celebration.
Well, to be honest, I need to get on that. I'm a little behind on that. This has been a busy,
You're going to need to shake the cobwebs and the dust out of the karaoke machine, I think.
Yeah, no, we are not going to do a karaoke show, although I know people like Culture Casino and Mary Mayhem are probably going to really, really be up my butt to do a karaoke
You're saying
show.
We're playing Jackbox games. I'm struggling here. What are we doing? What are we doing, Valiant?
I'm
what? Shipping you a pinata now.
I just like having a bunch of friends on for a stream like that. Just have a bunch of people show up. Let's all just goof off. We can talk about some news items as they come up for the day, but I usually like to keep those shows very casual as opposed to the Sunday show where we're just banging through hot topic news items, going through these, analytical discussions. So hopefully I'm going to say that probably not, definitely not Good Friday. I'm probably going to do this on a Friday night. This Friday night, as we're recording this on Wednesday, March 29th, we're going to have a members-only show. I got to catch up on that. The following Friday is Good Friday. Definitely will not do a party on that day. I'm thinking the Friday after is when we'll do that. So in about 2 weeks, I think we'll have our 20K show, and
awesome.
We'll go from there. So,
and I am hoping, this is just a personal preference, but I do hope that Renegade Jr. has mini Nerf guns ready to make an appearance.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm ready for another ambush situation.
Don't encourage
It's happened before. It could happen again.
Shot in the head in the middle of live shows, by Nerf darts. So
that's right. But it's all foam, ladies and gentlemen, and he's still surviving. So,
oh yeah,
Valiant, thank you for being on. It feels a little silly to ask this at this point, but I must. Where can people find you on this great, big, beautiful web out there?
On YouTube.
There you go, folks. Which is better than what Steven said last time when he said you can find me at Domino's. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. His waistline is always under assault. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Renegade, thank you for being on. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for providing what you do on YouTube. It is a very valuable resource that you provide to so many. You provide also an exceedingly fun show, a fun channel, and lots of education that comes through it. You are affecting pop culture, and I am excited to watch as that impact grows and grows. So, to all of you out there, and to all of you who are now rushing over to subscribe to Valliant Renegade, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, and keep putting Hollywood through
the business and financial lens of reality. When John Williams wrote the score for Star Wars, or Jaws, or any other thing that he worked on, one of the things with Williams was his music was always timeless. And that's what we're missing with some of these great stories now. They're not timeless anymore. They're all trying to be pigeonholed into the politics of today. And I think that is what's destroying their longevity. And they're not even doing well in the present. We need to get back to when we write stories and we want the stories that we want to see, that they're written to be good, because good is timeless. And that's what we're desperately missing. And that's what we want back. And I think that's what you guys and you ladies are doing your best to try to defend. Keep it up, and I'll be right there with you. Take care.
Make sure to catch The Pro Show Thursdays 5 to 7 Eastern Time. Entertainment Explained, The Culture Curve Conquered, live with Pro and all his friends.